Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good afternoon, Mr. Secretary. I want to follow up on Representative Quinn's line of questioning on the EITC and the OSTC, and I do want to comment. You know, I'm a CPA. I worked in private industry for over 20 years. I worked with quite a few businesses and encouraged them to participate in this program, and actually had an audit client that was a recipient of these awards. I know you commended your staff for getting the letters out on the 24th of December. 24th of December was a Thursday. Christmas was Friday the 25th. You had the weekend. That you end up going to the 28th. A lot of my businesses even closed the last week. I mean, several of my smaller clients, they'd close and they wanted to participate in this program. And quite frankly, they didn't have the opportunity to do so. And also, too, for year-end planning, people need to know way ahead of time in order to make decisions, in order to participate and contribute to that program. I just want to say, I mean, kudos to the staff for getting them out. I actually think statutorily we had a responsibility to get those letters out a lot sooner than we did. And that is a problem. That's problematic for me, because I think the budget impasse was an excuse. And I'm hoping that we can deal with that problem. Let's hope we don't have to deal with that problem in the future. But I do think it's something that we need to deal with. Now, that being said, there are companies, and I had one businessman come to me and said, Keith, I can't make those decisions when I close my books before Christmas for year end. Let's understand. I need to know if they made a contribution on January the 2nd or 3rd. Are they allowed, in your mind, to use that contribution as a deduction for taxes for the 2015 calendar year?
You mean January of 2016?
That's correct.
Yes, yes. We believe that's we have the ability to do that. And again, that's after discussions with our general counsel, the Office of General Counsel, and then the Department of Revenue.
Because, and I do know that Scott.
I'm sorry, just one thing,
Yes,
sir. For state taxes, not for
correct.
Yeah, obviously.
For state taxes,
right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because I know Scott had provided a letter or signed a letter to businesses that indicated that. However, the guidelines of the EITC program are pretty clear, and as a practicing public accountant, CPA, you know, we always had to encourage and make sure people followed the law. And it's pretty clear that it says if it's not used if you don't make that contribution in the taxable year, which it is, that's lost. Now, you can carry forward. That's a whole different, you know, that's more of an accounting technique. What I'm concerned about, and this goes back to have a colleague, Representative Santora, has a piece of legislation that's out there, and I'm wondering whether, you know, whether you'd be supportive of that or you had an opportunity to look at that, because I want to be sure that we're in compliance with the law, you know, when we follow this program. Because quite frankly, I think if you make it, my understanding of the law is that when you make that contribution in 2016, it cannot be. I mean, I guess I disagree with your legal counsel, at least from what I'm reading. And I think we as a legislature might have to firm that up, but maybe you can even provide more insight on that.
I think on that is a good point. You know, and I think from our standpoint, we look at, and our folks looked at extraordinary circumstances related to the budget and the budget discussions going that late. And we looked at any opportunity we could. We did not want to hurt the people that were going to be affected by the EITC. And to that end, I think we look at guidelines, and then there are guidelines, and then there's legislation. And certainly the guidelines can be modified to the extent that we need to modify them within the legislation. So the legislation is the law. The guidelines are how we interpret the law, and then what the type of things we do to administer the program. But there are certain times, and again, given the extraordinary circumstances around the EITC, that we felt that we had to do something. And again, we talked to our general counsel, talked to the Office of General Counsel, and the Revenue Department, and felt that we were able to do what we did.
And I appreciate that. I wanted to clarify, because I wasn't sure that, I put it this way, I didn't glean it from the testimony when Representative Quinn was asking you, and I felt I should just follow up so that that I can understand it. We've had press conferences on this issue up here in Harrisburg. It's a critical issue, and a lot of people take advantage of this program. And like I said, I told the chairman before we started today that you probably could be here 4 or 5 hours. I think there's enough questions for no, we're not going to go that far.
Okay, thank you.
But anyway, I told him you could take a lot of questions. I thank you for your time and for being here today.
Okay, thank you very
Mr.
much.
Chairman.